Hello there guys, and welcome to Unleash the Beast, my new tutorial series for Feed the Beast Unleashed. This series is going to differ slightly to my older How to Feed the Beast tutorial series. The main difference is going to be that instead of me showing you how to make and use individual machines, I'm going to be concentrating more on the mods as a whole, how they work together, how to get started from nothing right up to having pretty much everything. At the same time, I'm going to try and keep things concise and to the point, but hopefully I'll be able to show you how everything works together and how to use automation. So, as this is the first episode of this series, a good place to start is Tinker's Construct. Now, Tinker's Construct is quite a unique and interesting mod. It allows us to craft several new tools, weapons, even some new suits of armour, but it does provide us with some extra crafting stations and machines in order to be able to make those things. As you can see, I've set aside some space here in the middle of the workshop, and I already have my signs in place for some of the items that we're going to need to build for Tinker's Construct. When you start a new game of Feed the Beast Unleashed, or any version of Feed the Beast which has the Tinker's Construct mod installed, you will start with this book in your inventory, Materials and You. If we right click on this, we can see Materials and You Surviving the First Day and Beyond, Volume 1 by Skylar. And we have Getting Started and Recipes. It's a good idea for you to look through this book. So this is the first edition of Materials and You. Currently there are 3 editions. Surviving the First Day and Beyond. Within these pages you will find the first steps to making the tools and materials you need to survive. This book is a magic copy. It updates whenever the original has been modified. Check back occasionally for information on new things. So whenever there's a change to this mod, or whenever you make certain discoveries and certain milestones, the book will update, so it's not always going to be the same. The first step in making tools is crafting a blank pattern. It is a blank slate to stamp a shape into, providing a reference for future creations. The patterns are shaped on the stencil table or used as tabletops. You can then shape a material in a part builder with the pattern, then combine these parts in the tool station. Patterns can be stored and accessed in a pattern chest. Together these make the tool workshop. It is recommended that you keep all of these nearby when using any of them. So already we have a few things mentioned that we need to make, including blank patterns, stencil table, tool station, pattern chest, and the tool workshop. All of these things we will be making as we go through. Oreberry bushes. Sometime in your travels you will happen upon a bush known as the oreberry. They grow underground in dark areas and require close to complete darkness to produce anything. These berries can be melted down into nuggets and ingots, making them an invaluable source of metals. So I've already seen ones for gold, copper, iron, tin, aluminium, and I'm sure there are some others around as well. Obviously this photo is from the vanilla texture pack, but once I find some that I can show you using Sphax, I'll be able to show you what they look like. And then the following pages give us some examples of how to build certain items in Tinker's Construct, which we will be going through very shortly. And in fact, what I want to quickly show you here is if you ever find yourself without this book, a new one is simple to make. Other books can be made from this one as well. So if you are to lose this book, you can make a new one with a piece of paper and a blank pattern, and you can also upgrade this book to volume 2 and then to Mighty Smelting by placing the book directly in the crafting table. So if I just go to the crafting table and put the book in here, you can see it will give me version 2. But I don't want to do that right now because we want to work through and build some of the items that we have in the book. So the first thing we want to look at is blank patterns. So it's 2 piles of planks and 2 sticks in a 2x2 grid, and we're probably going to need to make more than a couple of these, so let's do that now. So, well, let's go for 10, why not? So we're going to put 10 of those in there. We've got enough sticks to do this, and that will give us 10 blank patterns, and there we are, we have 10 blank patterns. And just as an example, I will show you if you do lose the book, one blank pattern and a piece of paper will allow you to create a new copy of materials anew. Okay, so on to the first thing that we need to create after the blank pattern. The first thing we're going to need is a stencil table, which is a blank pattern on top of some planks of wood. And also we can make a part crafter with a blank pattern on top of a wooden log. So let's go ahead and do both of those together. So we want some planks and a blank pattern above, and that will give us a stencil table. Now, as you can already see, we have now automatically produced the second book just by making that. We also want a log, so we'll just use some oak wood and another blank pattern above that, and that will give us our part builder. So let's take those two while we have them. I'll pop the stencil table down there and the part crafter or part builder there, and here is our stencil table. So we have these buttons for next and previous pattern. At the moment we haven't discovered any patterns, so there's nothing we can do with that table right now. And the part builder is what we actually use to turn our patterns and materials into an actual item. So those are the first two things we're going to need. Now, when we start getting patterns, we'll need a method to store them, and that is done with the pattern chest. If we have a quick look in the book, and we can see the pattern chest is a blank pattern above a chest, and also if we have a blank pattern above a crafting table, we get a tool station as well. So those are two more things that we can make very, very quickly. I have a chest here. Let us put a blank pattern above it and we will get our pattern chest, and then we'll have a crafting table with a blank pattern above, and that will give us our tool station. So let's go and pop both of those down, have a look at the interfaces. There is our pattern chest, there is our tool station. So as you can see, pattern chest is pretty much like a standard chest, but it's specifically designed for holding patterns. And if we go to the tool station, we can see the variety of different tools that we can repair and modify. Now, the way tools work in Tinker's Mod is they're modular. So for example, a shovel will have the shovel head and the handle. If we look at something like a sword, you've got the, or the dagger in this case, you've got the blade, you've got the handle, and you've got the sort of hilt as well. So they're actually made by combining several bits and pieces together, and depending on how you build them, you can give them different properties. So the last thing we've got to make that is covered in this book is the tool forge. Now, the tool forge is a little more complicated. It requires a tool station, so we're going to have to make another one of those. It requires 4 blocks of iron, so we're going to have to make those. And it also requires these things here. So first of all, let's make these iron blocks and make another tool station. We know how to make the tool station because we already made one just a second ago, which is a crafting table with a blank pattern above it. There's our tool station. We also need to make ourselves some iron blocks. So there's one more item that we need, which are these black blocks here. Now, it doesn't actually tell you what they are, but if you move a few pages in, you will see several more recipes. Using sand, gravel and clay, we can get ourselves 2 blocks of grout. And then if we cook up the grout, it is showing with coal, but you can do it in an electric furnace. If you cook up the grout, you will get seared bricks, and then 4 seared bricks become a stack of seared bricks, and that is what we're going to need. And we need 3 of them. So what we're going to need in the crafting table is sand, gravel and clay, and that will give us grout. There we go. Right clicking doesn't seem to work anymore, so I have 64 grout, and then what we're going to do with the grout is cook it up in the electric furnace, and come back to that in a few moments. Now, while the grout is cooking away, there are a couple of other things that are mentioned in this little book that are useful to look at. We have Punji Sticks, which are made from 5 reeds in this pattern in the crafting table, and also barricades, which are made from putting wooden logs above each other in the crafting table as well. So let's have a quick look at both of those. We have some sugar canes here, so we put those in this configuration in the crafting table, and you get 5 per lot of ingredients. And also, if we put our logs in here, we will get our barricades as well. Now we can take those outside. Now these are defensive and offensive structures. If you place punji sticks on the ground, you will see they appear like that, and each time you click on the square it will add another one up to a maximum of 5. Now what happens with these is if you stand on them, you will take damage, as you just saw there, and you take damage very, very quickly. You take more damage depending on the number of these little sticks you have in the ground. So if you put 5 down, walking through them will do a lot of damage very quickly. And they also take quite a while to destroy by hand, as you've just seen. And if you try and destroy a stack of 5, it takes even longer. But they're a great way of surrounding your base to provide you with some defensive capability. Barricades work in much the same way. They're similar to fences, although you can actually jump over them. But each time you click on a single block, you will add more to the barricade up to a maximum of 4. And obviously the more you put down, the longer it takes to destroy them. They do take quite a while to destroy by hand as well. But you can also build the barricades on top of each other as well, so you can build them at multiple heights. Let's go back and have a look and see if those seared bricks are finished. Well, no they haven't, but we do have enough to get on with the project at hand. So we are going to make 4 piles, or 4 stacks of seared bricks. In fact, we only needed 3. And as you can see, now we've done that, we have now produced the 3rd book, which is Mighty Smelting. So we now have all 3 of those books. But off to the crafting table. 3 seared bricks across the top, our tool station in the middle, and the blocks of iron down on either side. And that will give us our tool forge. Let's take our tool forge over and place that down. Okay, so what we need to do now is keep all of these books safe. We've pretty much covered everything in the materials and new book, with the exception of one thing, which if I go through, is going to be the smeltery. Now the smeltery is a multi-block item, very similar to some of the ones provided in GregTech and Railcraft, but that is something that I will be covering in the next video, and we will also go through some of the other books and have a look at some of the tools and weapons that we can make, and start working our way through the Tinker's Construct mod. So guys, we're off to a really good start. Using some very simple and easy to acquire materials, we have constructed the first 5 items from the Tinker's Construct mod, as well as a couple of the recipe ingredients as well. In the next video we will be continuing to look at this mod, building the smeltery and looking at the various weapons, tools and suits of armour that we can build. So I hope as always you found this video informative and entertaining. If you have, please remember to like, share and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links will be below in the description, and I can keep you updated when new videos get posted. So until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.